What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Geek Out Room podcast. Don't forget you can check out our episodes over on our Sauceless Entertainment YouTube channel, or you can watch episodes over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just type in Geek Out Room podcast and you should find us. Now, something that's interesting are these prices, bro. These prices for these prices for tech is out of control. I went to Staples for the first time in a while because I usually go there to print business cards. But every print job that's like, I forgot, like $5 or something is like 250 cards. So I bought like 500 of them. I didn't really need to go back for a while. But I usually go use their printer's ink instead of my printer ink because it can cost a lot of money to maintain a printer and such. And I went with my brother, and he wants to get into some new hobbies and stuff. So he wanted to get a whiteboard. And we went to go to look at the whiteboard section. And the same whiteboard I bought like back in 2021 was like $40 as a huge whiteboard. Not like a classroom size whiteboard, but a pretty big whiteboard for like a house or something. And the same whiteboard is went for $85 right now. So we both said hell no, and left that alone. But then I was like, you know what? Let me go check out the SSD prices. Now I'm aware of RAM increased price. I'm aware of console increased prices. I went to go to RAM. I think my phone started. Like I think it was a WD Black internal SSD going for about 1452 with a little sign that said affirm, which is buy now pay later, for as low as with asterisk 139 something a month for 12 months. $1,400 for, I think it was 4 terabytes. $1,400 for 4 terabytes. That is the price of rent for people. That is a monthly rent. You have the Steam Deck increasing in prices dramatically. You have obviously the PlayStation, Xbox. I think the Xbox may have. I don't know about the Xbox market conditions right now, but I know the PlayStation conditions are still bad. Steam Deck is pretty horrible. People can't even get it. Switch, I think, is increasing by the end of summer or by the start of summer. I forgot which one. And yeah, you have games going for $70. I think the new 007 game is $70. So you're starting to see the increase of stuff happening all over the place, and it's not looking good. You have a lot of people who have to spend basically their rent on a lot of things, and I don't really understand that. Tech is not supposed to be this expensive. If you want like all the bells and whistles, if you wanted the most like damn near supercomputer, sure. But if you're like, hey, I have a job that's hybrid or fully remote to help pay for my life, to help pay for my kids, I need to get a computer that can run in my household. It should not cost you a month of rent. Not saying you need 4 terabytes of storage, but you understand what I'm saying. Like computer components that you need to build a computer, even as a basic computer, is getting very expensive. I mean, I have a build that's a beast of a build. I mean, I edit 4K footage daily. That I shoot for my FX30. I am my A6700, and I run a lot of applications at the same time. You know, as I'm recording this, I have stuff running in the background. That's uploading. That's rendering, all that kind of stuff. So I have a bunch of things going on, and my computer works just fine. Built this back in 2023. It cost me less than 1,200. I forgot. I have the receipt somewhere. But I bought it, and it was pretty at the time. For the most part, most of the parts in here were pretty new. Like they're like, hey, this is. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be editing 4K footage. I'm gonna be doing this, because my old computer that I got back in like 2017 could not handle what I was doing. So I was like, hey, I'm for the next like 10 years or so, like for a long time, I need to build something that can last as long as possible. I'm one of those guys. I'll buy something, whether it's sneakers, jacket, shirt, whatever, long as possible. until there's holes in that joint and like my sneakers, like my feet are damn near on the Flintstones and on concrete. I will keep wearing it until then. I'm just one of those people. Um, and so I was like, I need a computer to last, baby. They give me the parts. I built it. Been rocking ever since. Um, and the same build right now will cost you somewhere north of $2,000. So at least $1,000 more to build the same thing. Maybe not with the same exact parts, but in terms of new parts now, new parts then, you know what I mean, like that comparison. So it's tough. And again, this was me who's an editor, and I do a lot of like stuff like that. So the build was expensive. Like I could have made a way more affordable, cheaper build if I wasn't going to be taxing my computer the way I do or the way I knew I was going to. So that's why I spend that much money. But so like you don't have to spend $3,000 on a computer. You can, depending on what your need is, you can obviously spend a lot less. But what I'm saying is, especially now, the computer component, like the parts that you have to use to build a computer, are getting so pricey that it doesn't matter what you're using for. Your bottom line, your bare minimum price for a build is getting more and more expensive, and that's the issue. It's not these huge builds or these specialized builds for like gaming or editing or stuff like that. It's like even the bare components to build, even like a office computer can cost for the average person a lot of money that they don't have. So yeah, you can go out there and buy a computer that's already built. That's increased in price as well dramatically. So it's all over the place with these prices, and even for external Seagate, prices are going up. I one Black Friday spent like $80 for mine. That same one, the exact same one, is going for at least like $220. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. These prices are crazy. And it sucks. And I don't know where we go from here. Because I understand everything that's going on in the world internationally that's contributing to this. I also understand that greed is also a huge factor into all of this. And I don't know what we do. I don't know how we remedy it. All I know is we need to find a way to do better. We got to find a way to do better. And I'm telling you, buy now, pay later is not the way. Because eventually, it's already integrated into payment methods now. But it's not don't let it be the future. Don't let companies be so greedy that they're going to be like, hey, if you can't afford it, you can buy now, pay later at least. Hey, as long as you do 3-month payment installments, you have zero interest rate. We won't run your credit, air quotes, and you'll be good. You can afford that $2,000 PS6 because either you're going to pay for it full cash up front or you're going to buy now, pay later. Either way, you got it because you can afford it. You can afford $100 something a month, can't you? You can afford $350 a month, can't you? That's what's going to be the future. That's what's going to be the scapegoat for these huge astronomical prices. Is going to be you can buy now, pay later it. Don't let that be the future. Have what you have, make it last as long as humanly possible. I have a PS5 right now. I'm going to make that thing last until it blows up, man. What's great about technology and the modern day right now is that there are so many YouTube videos and resources that you can watch and read to figure out how to make sure you clean your computer or whatever you have. It doesn't have to just be tech. Just there's so much resources to figure out how to maintain what you have now to make it last as long as possible, or at least minimize the costs and damages. You see what I'm saying? Like there's different ways. And please do not gatekeep it. If you guys find, and I hope there's a group out there somewhere on Facebook groups or whatever of people who are sharing resources on how to find affordable builds or how to like stores that have affordable like uh, keyboards, mouses, monitors, um, whatever. 'Cause again, not everyone's a PC gamer. Some people, like I said, are just like, hey, I have a hybrid job and I need to now have a computer to do what I need to do for my job. But I don't want to spend $1,000. I don't want to spend $800. There's some type of HP minimal build that can get me through having to use Word, Excel, and stuff every day. Just who knows? Just there's different ways. Not everyone's knowledgeable. Some people are very not knowledgeable of these things. So it'll be nice to just share resources and find a way to do that. Maybe I'll start something like that in the future. But yeah, man, we need to find a way to share resources to be together on this because it is bad and it's not going to get any better. And I'm hoping that as a society, we have each other's back on this because regardless of what's going on in the world right now that make things expensive, a lot of it's greed. A lot of it are these data centers that are popping up and not just taking tech resources away from us, but they're taking natural resources. They're taking water. They're polluting. They're taking land. They're raising your electricity bill. They're raising your water bill. They're raising everything. And so at some point, we need to start saying enough's enough. We need to start saying, hey, this is a great game, but I'm not paying $70 for it. I'm not paying $80 for it. I'm just not. I'm good with GoldenEye. I'm good with GoldenEye. I'm gonna go play Gold. I'm gonna replay that. Or hey, you know what? I can't pay. I used to buy, like for me, growing like my 20s, especially because my late 20s games were getting to like really expensive. But like my early to mid 20s, every year I'd probably buy like 10 games. Buy like 10 games a year. Then that's like in my early 20s, 10 games. Mid 20s dropped about half. Honestly, probably dropped about half. And now it's about 2 a year. It's about 2 to 3 a year, depending. I'm very serious. About 2 or 3 a year. I'm a huge replayer. Again, and I'm not just a FIFA or a Call of Duty guy. Like I like to play a lot of different games. But that's why I buy physical too, because I do have I have friends who game as well. So I'll borrow physical copies as well to play games. That also helps decrease my purchasing. But yeah, either way, like I used to buy a lot of games. I used to really play a lot of games, physical and digital. Like some games are digital only. I would play it. Like I used to when I was younger, when I was a kid, I loved Castle Crashers. When I was a teenager, I would play Castle Crashers while I was playing Skyrim or something. But yeah, these days, man, like 2 3 games max a year, um, unless it's on sale. Battlefield was on; it had a pretty good sale, so I bought Battlefield. So like this year, Black Friday, there's a couple good game sales, so I went and bought a little bit more. So maybe, or maybe not this year, last year. So maybe last year it increased a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, I would wait till Black Friday or not at all. Just not at all. Or I'll go secondhand. I'll buy it from someone else for a little bit less, or I'll go to GameStop, trade a game in that I just haven't played in a couple of years or whatever. Even if it's a couple bucks, takes it off the price, and I'll go get that. Like I don't pay full prices, bro. Not for everything. That's not me trying to be smart and be like, I don't pay full, stick it to the man. It's just I'm not doing it, me personally, and that's okay. I have other hobbies that don't require this much money. And people are going to be priced out of gaming. And people thought it was going to be GTA 6 to do it. And that could be the nail in the coffin, or at least, or the turning point. But I do think that it's the components, it's the hardware itself, it's the software. These things are costing more and more every day to maintain these constant price hikes. And it gets you because it's like, oh, it's only $1. But then that only $1, you keep doing it every couple of months. Now it turned into $10 every year. And then you keep increasing these things. You see what I'm saying? Like they introduce these price hikes in a way that makes it seem like, oh, why are you complaining? It's only a couple of dollars. You know how many men we have to, how much manpower we have to get, or how much this and that. And even if it may be true, it doesn't mean people can afford it. It could be as sincere and true as possible. It doesn't mean people can afford it. It doesn't mean you're not pricing people out of a hobby. Not everyone who games or who builds computers or whatever, not everyone who does all that stuff is a content creator or a celebrity or trying to be a streamer or whatever. Not everyone is doing that. So not everyone can justify that much money to spend that money because they're going to make that money back by whatever means from that product. Sometimes people just want to build or buy something to so they know it can last, or they know it can last because they can change out parts, stuff like that. Um, they want to be able to play games with their friends when they get off work or school or whatever. Like, not everyone's trying to make bread, man. Some people, it was just a hobby. Some people is just, they just want to decompress. Not everyone who has a podcast wants to be famous. Some people just want to talk into the ether about whatever because it's a fun hobby, which is why I don't have the most advanced mic. I have a blue snowball mic that I got 5 years ago from a friend. Been using it ever since, and sounds great. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just not everyone wants to be a billionaire, man. Some people just want a good like 50K a year job and have fun. And now I'm saying this in 2026 where that's not enough to do a single thing. But 5 years ago, a couple years ago, you can have a 65K a year job and live you live good. You be able to afford rent, pay your utilities, and have a good amount left over, you know, to catch a flight or to go buy a couple games, go buy a new console, something. Now, hell no. Now you find for your life. Now you got 2 TB, 2 to 6 TB, no, 2 to 4 TB SSDs cost as much as your rent did 2 years ago. Ugly, ugly business practices. I hate what we're doing. I hate everything about this. I do not like this future. It's dystopian. It's bleak, and these hikes are just the beginning. Who knows how much further it can go? So I'm begging y'all, if you have stores or flea markets or like if you have places that you can go to buy affordable tech. I'm not saying a PS5 is going to be $100. I'm just saying like, hey, I had a work from home job. Like, if you're someone who's like, yo, I had a work from home job or have a work from home job or a hybrid job, and I needed a computer that was reliable. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it's reliable to do basic desk job stuff that I had to do for my hybrid or fully remote job. And I got it on Facebook Marketplace. Share that. Maybe not, it doesn't have to be the exact link, but just share like, hey, this is where I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. Like, that's a resource that y'all can use. Or I bought something on eBay, or I bought it at this flea market. Usually has a couple of good vendors that has reliably priced items that I can purchase or that you can too. Like, things like that. I think as a community we need to come together and share a lot of recycled like stuff. Not everything's going to be gouging. Not everything's going to be. There's going to be people who've taken care of their stuff and just want to resell for whatever, or and sell it for whatever reason. Moving, death in the family, they're upgrading, whatever the case may be, and it'll work perfectly fine for what you're trying to do. And don't let this country of endless uh, consumerism make you feel like you always have to buy the latest thing, or that you have to pay your rent in something that costs half that a year or two ago. And that buy now pay later is a default payment method. Don't let these people do this to you. Don't let this greed, this endless pit of greed, do this to you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your people. Be a community. It's really, don't let all this greed and these all like greed, endless ads, endless content, endless what all this like consumer shit stop you from being a community that cares about looking after one another and cares about affordability. Keep looking out. Tell me your thoughts down below, like always. Keep geeking out. See y'all next one. Peace.